Oh, I'm playing audio on my YouTube. That's confusing everything. Hello, everyone. There we go. We should be live. We'll do a proper intro in a second, but we want to just double check and make sure that we're all good. I had audio playing on my on my YouTube, Crispy, so I heard the theme over twice then. And I was like, why am I hearing the drums twice? Something's not right. Something's not right here.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Oh my god. We should be all good though. So just as a very quick check before we get started, everyone, can you see us? Can you hear us? Do we sound okay? Do we look okay? Let us know.
This is me talking.
Oh, just let us know, let us know if we're all good. And just give me 1 second. There we go. One of my friends has shown up who asked if he could just be a moderator in the background, so I'm just going to give him the mod badge real quick. I thought he was busy, but he's shown up just for this stream. Very cool.
Absolute perks of being Troy's friend.
Perks of being my friend, you get moderating powers. Anyone else want to be my friend?
You've given me moderating powers.
Yeah, you have moderating powers. Only because you literally have the account details. You know the password to this account.
I do.
The top secret super special password. It's Crispy is never going to be showrunner 420.
Hey. No. It's Crispy is showrunner 420.
Oh, yeah. Silly. Crispy will be showrunner. He will. We'll get there.
Crispy will be.
We will get there, folks. I'm telling you. We'll get there. He will be the showrunner eventually. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're going to do a proper intro in just a second. We'll do it like as we would normally record it. But we're going to be recording episode 20 live today. We're not going to be reading the chat tons through the episode. Our kind of plan is basically we're going to have a section at the end of the episode where we're going to read as many chat questions as possible. So this episode might be longer than normal, but because I'm literally going to rip this straight off of YouTube, I don't have to worry about editing it, which means we don't have to worry about the length. Because in my head, whenever we're recording this, every extra minute we spend recording is an extra 5 or 10 minutes editing usually. And it's, I have to think about it like that. And I don't like that. So for this, literally all I'm going to do is we've pre-recorded a little mini intro gag. I've got to pop that in, download this, slap it in, render it. Job done. Job's a good one. It's dead easy. So it'll be fantastic. We're going to be ready to go. So if the episode ends up being an hour and 20, what if it ends up being our longest episode ever? Doesn't matter. It does not matter. And it's a nice celebratory episode for episode 20 anyway. So, the only thing you'll notice that might be a little bit different is because this is all coming from my laptop, I'm streaming this. Crispy might occasionally have the odd bit of, lag or cut out because of Discord audio and Aussie internet.
And Australia, and mainly Australia.
I think you sound pretty much the same as when you send me the raw audio file, which is really good.
Really?
Yeah, you might be slightly less crisp, but only for, someone who... manages audio
Crispy's
constantly.
Less crisp? Are you serious?
I know it's crazy.
Are you serious,
It's
man?
crazy. It is. It's not good. So, we will be asking for everyone's questions later on. Occasionally, like I said, if we see a message in the chat we want to read out as we're going along, do please give your thoughts on everything we're talking about. We've put a slow mode on in case anyone tries to spam the comments, but it's only 30 seconds, so it should be okay. But if we're talking about something in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and you want to give your opinion, we might stop every now and again and read a chat message. So please do keep talking through the chat, keep interacting, keep saying stuff, and we'll read out whatever we can when we can. But I think beyond that, we're good to pretty much just get going. Let's not keep our viewers waiting, our listeners waiting, Should we just get going?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So this will stay up on YouTube once it's over. It might, I can't remember how YouTube works. I'm pretty sure the stream might go down for an hour or two after it's finished to process, but then it'll be right back up, and we're not gonna private it and re-release it on Saturday. There's no point for that.
No.
We're just gonna have it once it's up, it's gonna stay up so you can watch it back. And then if you want to listen on audio platforms, it will go up at the usual time, which is this time on a Saturday. So it'll be the normal time for that. We just want to try this out, and if you guys like this, we might do more live episodes. Maybe we should do one a month or something. That could be cool.
Definitely.
Or we just start live streaming all of them.
Well, I mean, if it makes editing easier.
It would make editing easier in fairness, but yeah. Let's see how this goes. And if you guys like this and you don't notice much difference in the audio, you think this works well, you'd rather it be live, let us know. Let us know. What time is it in Australia? For you, it's 9:30 right now, isn't it? Oh, 9 o'clock, sorry.
It's 10 past 9 for me.
Australian Eastern time.
Australia's quite, EST.
He's on the east. He's on the east coast. He's on the east coast.
I'm on the east.
He's on the east. Right. I reckon we're good to go.
Let's do it, Troy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And by the way, you'll be very happy to hear that I've brought all my editing with me, which means that, if we're talking about something on the screen, I can just pop it up on the screen. We're ready. So I'll just give you a little teaser. Whoop! Boom. See? There's a little Q&A answer. So I've got it all set up. It's all set up and ready to go. This is going to be like a properly edited episode, all set up, and I'm very happy because we literally did this for an hour. He just watched me pull this together, and I was very, very happy because it was really fun to organize. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So actually, you can do the intro because it's your turn to do the intro, isn't it?
All right.
So you can do the intro, and we'll roll in from there. You good to go on that? You get to watch us kind of set this up.
I'm so good to go.
So here's our first little... Oh, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, but before we go, can we please get some bennies in the chat, please?
Let's not do that.
As an ode to
Let's not
Orphan
do that.
55. Just
No.
I know slow mode's on. Just type one Benny for me, please, and then that'll give me the courage I need. All right,
for God's
I'm ready to
sake.
go. I'm ready to start. I'm ready to
Oh,
start.
for
Troy.
God's sake! Why are
You
we
good to
getting?
go?
Why Benny? Why Benny?
Because Benny.
Benny!
All right, here we
Benny!
go.
It's a good test for us for the stream delay. The stream delay is going to be quite long, just for the record, because YouTube said the longer the stream delay, the better the quality of the stream. And we figured that because we'll be talking loads anyway, we don't need you to like respond within 5 seconds. We can always look back after a minute, and if your message is only up after 30, 40 seconds, that's fine. You know? See, there we go. I think it's about 30 seconds.
I'm getting some Bennies coming through. All right, here we go. Time to go.
Yeah, episode 55 of the podcast will just be the Orphan 55 special. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do.
Write it down. Write it down.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Or just episode 56.
Yes,
Look
are.
how many Bennies there are. Good
We're getting
grief.
some Bennies in the chat. Let's go.
Bennies in the chat.
That's my
so
cue.
you get
That's
to
my
see
cue.
us now how we record. So what we do is obviously because the episode fades in on the video version, we have to like be quiet for a minute and try and like look at the camera and be ready for like the intro. So you get to see us kind of doing that raw now. It's very awkward. It's very awkward, but we'll do it. Are you ready, Crispy?
We're fine. I'm ready. Are you ready, Troy?
As ready as I'll ever be on 4.5 hours sleep.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Woo!
Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Hello and welcome to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, a show where two YouTubers get together and talk about the best damn show in all of time and space, Doctor Who. I'm your host, Crispy Pro, and joining me, as always, but more so live than his usual Troy Red Archer live nature, it's Troy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man? Look at this.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. We're live right now.
This is amazing.
We're live on the interwebs.
Yes.
I don't know how you've managed to pull it off, given the Australian internet speeds and your computer breaking. This shouldn't be happening right now, but it is, and I'm very happy.
It's great. Now, I've literally got like 5 PC parts just on the floor behind me. I'm waiting for everything to turn up so I can build a computer in like a week or two's time. I was hoping it would all be here, like for my birthday next week. But did you know it was my birthday next week? I don't think you knew that.
I know.
You
do.
did know. Oh, that's so epic. What
I
have you
knew
got
I'd
for me?
be-
You got
I
me
knew I'd be
you got me
on-
a present.
Yeah, I've got I have this little guy right here. That's
so
spoilers.
cool.
Oh, that's for you. I handpicked it
Aw.
yesterday. I was like, oh, Troy's birthday is next week. We gotta get him some Doctor Who stuff.
Oh, thanks, buddy. What day of the week is my birthday
That's
next
what
week?
I did. It's one of them. It's definitely one of them. I do remember last time we recorded, I was like, oh, when's your birthday? And you said
Let's
it,
see
and
if
I was
you
like,
guess
okay,
it.
I need to remember that. Oh, God. I was going to write it on my calendar.
Oh, listen how sweet this is, folks. How sweet is this?
Is it Tuesday?
No,
All right.
it's Monday.
That was my
It's
one
Monday.
guess.
It's Monday. You were close.
Monday. I
You
was
were
so close.
You were close. You were close.
So close.
So, ladies and
Oh, it's
gentlemen,
going to be... Yeah, you go. You go.
that's the thing now. We won't be able to edit out like us talking over each other, so we got to be very careful because we do that a lot. It's not just me because I know I've got a gob that never stops, but both of us talk over each other all the time. So we've got to be very, very, very careful that like we don't do that as much because I won't be able to edit out because it'll just be one audio track for this. So we're going to be very, very careful on that front. But we are going to be talking today about the 60th anniversary, what we think's going to happen in it, how many specials is going to be, what people are playing, what characters, what might happen, how it's all going to go down. We're going to be talking about all of it. And because this is a live episode, we're recording it on YouTube, this will no doubt not be the only time we do this, so make sure you keep an eye on our socials at Red Archer Lab. I'm shouting my own stuff out at Who's There DW on Twitter and Instagram. I should have had that as a little text thing to pop up. I forgot that, but you should know it by now anyway. We'll more likely tweet. I'm not as good with the Instagram, but we'll more likely tweet whenever this is going to happen next. But I think we should try and do it once a month.
Definitely.
Be a nice target. Be a nice target to do. Troy doesn't look a day over 50. What?
Aww,
Someone in the chat just said I look
so
50.
young.
Yeah, I look so young. Yes. I'm so pretty for 54. Yeah, so we'll occasionally read YouTube chat messages out, so we're going to try and read like usernames and make it clear as we do, but this is our first time doing this, so, you know, ignore the fact that I've been live on Twitch for 2 years. Let's not discuss that. We can pretend that I'm new to streaming and then everyone can treat us fairly, you know? But because this isn't done live, we don't have to worry too much about editing this. This is going to be straight ripped from YouTube, bar like adding the intro on and things like that. So if there's any lag on Crispy's side, we've talked about this already, but he's on Australian internet and Discord occasionally cuts them out now and again. It's all feeding through my laptop, so if there's the occasional cut out on his end, we do apologize. But we think it sounds pretty much the same as before. You know, I think it's pretty good. So should be no change to normal. But because I don't have to edit it, because it's a live episode, we can go for as long as we want. So if this ends up being 90 minutes,
yeah.
like a bumper episode, it's going to be like when we did our first podcast, when you did the episode on my podcast, the Redcast.
When I was with you, yeah.
Because that was like 2 hours long. Yeah. It's like, we'll go for an hour. And then, yeah, we'll go for an hour. But no, we didn't. We went for 2 hours talking about Jodie and Revolution of the Daleks. Ridiculous. That was when we recorded that. We did theories for Revolution of the Daleks. Goodness. That's how long ago that was. Yeah. 2020 we recorded that episode. About nearly 2 years ago now. It's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
It is.
That is crazy.
It is kind of mad. So, we've got some news to talk about. We've got a poll to answer.
We do have some news.
So, should we start with the poll from last week?
Yes,
I
please.
think that's a good point to start. So, last week, we asked you how many specials you think there will be in the 60th anniversary. Actually, do you know what I should say before this? A special poll announcement, I should say before we read out the results. Thank you all very much for 500 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing.
Why we're doing this.
Thank you all. That is why we're doing this. We kind of forgot to mention that. 500 subs on YouTube. That is brilliant.
Thanks, everyone.
But at 500 subscribers, we unlock the community tab, which you've no doubt seen in a bunch of other YouTube channels. Basically, you can post pictures and, talk to your audience, and you can also do polls. I haven't even mentioned this to you, but I thought about it a couple of days ago. As soon as the community tab appears, which should be tomorrow, I think is when we hit. It's normally a week after you hit the milestone, so it should be tomorrow. As soon as the community tab goes up, whenever we start posting polls for Spotify, we're now also going to post them on YouTube so we can collate the results together. I don't know if I'll just show, the Spotify results and then the YouTube results, or I'll make my own graph to combine them. That sounds like a lot of work, but we'll see.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but if I'm not doing as much editing as we're going live, maybe I can use the time for polls and stuff, time well spent.
I love how you think on the fly.
I do.
Like most of our content creation usually comes from us recording. Yes, mid-sentence. We're like, oh, that's good. Right.
Again, I'm on no sleep. And an update came out for Payday 2 today, the game I do all my videos for. I was up till about 3:30 in the morning making the video, and I got up to publish it at about 10 to 8. So how I've got any energy, I don't know. I'm probably going to crash very hard
because
tonight.
we hit 500, mate.
Yeah, and I'm doing 2 streams today, man. I'm doing 2 streams. I'm streaming the update tonight.
Unreal.
But anyway, so we're going to be posting on YouTube when we get the polls going forward. We could also do it on Twitter, maybe. We'll talk about it, but at least on YouTube. So keep an eye out for the community tab. It should be up tomorrow. But the poll last week on Spotify, we asked you how many specials you think there'll be in the 60th anniversary, because we've talked about this a little bit. There's a lot of kind of rumor mill stuff going around right now. People saying how many specials they think there might be. It won't just be 1. Will it be 2? Will it be 3? How many is it going to be? So we gave you the option between 1 and 5 or more. And let's have a look at the results, because like I said, I've got this all ready to go on the screen. So the video version is not going to be compromised at all. Boom. Look at this. So, out of the options from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 or more, Crispy, you can get your head on here. You want to have a look at the results? Look, there you are. There you are. What do you think of these results?
Wow.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Oh my god. Crazy
This is amazing. This is amazing. So, out of 30 votes, which I think might be the most amount of response we've had on a poll so far, this is very, very cool. Out of the 30 votes, 7% think there's only going to be 1 special. 3% think there's going to be 2 specials. We're going to jump ahead. 3% think there'll be 4 specials. And 3% also think there'll be 5 or more. But with a landslide, 83% of people, Barney Stinson will be very happy with that. If you get that reference, you get my undying respect. But 83% of people think it's going to be 3 specials for the 60th anniversary, which is the number that people keep saying. It's the one that keeps getting thrown around. And just judging from what we've seen so far, Rachel Talalay directed an episode, then someone else directed an episode. I can't remember their name. Was it even announced who was directing it? It might have been. They might have tweeted it.
It was. I don't know in the chat will know.
Someone in the chat might know, yeah. But there's another director. And now Rachel's come back and directed another episode with David Tennant. And we actually think he might have wrapped his filming on Doctor Who. Because I actually didn't get a picture for this, the Instagram I should have done, but Georgia Tennant put on her Instagram a day or 2 ago of David Tennant prancing about in a new shirt with his beard starting to grow back. So that suggests that maybe filming is just about wrapped now, which would be a bit weird. It might be that he's going to get it shaved in a couple of days, because I think Emerald City Comic Con is not happening just yet, and that's the one he cancelled because of a change of schedule. So it could be he's growing a beard for the sake of it. It could well be. So we don't know. Dylan Thompson in our live chat is saying Chanya Button. Is that the name of the director? Could be.
I don't know. I'm scared this is going to be like a Google. Candace situation.
Yeah, I was worried about that. Yeah. The director is Hugh Janus. Okay, who is that? Who is that? That's what I was wondering. I was like, let's not have one of those. Let's not have one of those. But yeah, so I'm not sure who the director is, but it'll be a good time, no doubt. I'm going to be bawling my eyes out
definitely.
when I see Will from the 60th, says Matty. Yeah, that's definitely something we can acknowledge a little bit.
We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah. We've discussed it a little bit already, but it's going to be a strange one. It's going to be a very, very strange one. But before we talk about the 60th too much, we're going to talk about the news. And again, for people watching live right now, feel free to give us your thoughts. We might read out what you say as we go along.
Yeah.
So what should we start with? What do you think we should start with today? We've got two things to talk about. I've got something to tease as well. Yeah.
Let's start with Amelia Pond.
Amelia Pond. Let's start with Amelia Pond. So, Karen Gillan did a Q&A on Instagram last night on her story where people just asked her questions and she kind of talked about what she was up to, what's going on, that kind of thing. There's one story answer we want to pull out of the main one, but we found a couple of others that were quite sweet, so we just wants to share those first and go from there. So the first one that she answered was this one. Someone asked, do you miss Matt Smith? And she said, very much so. Which don't we all, It's been months since we saw him in the hit Sony film Morbius. We need him back.
Oh,
we need him back.
How much money did that film make?
$1 more billion
or something like?
$1 more billion.
$1 more billion. That's $1 more billion.
Which,
That's
speaking
crazy.
of, I love that he did an interview at Comic-Con and someone was like, "What do you think about Morbius now that it's flopped?" And he was like, "I don't care." He basically, I think the quote he said was, "It's like we're out here saving lives, so it doesn't really matter if like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't." And I'm like, that's such a chill way to look at it, considering it was a film that bombed at the box office twice. Like. Did we ever acknowledge that on the podcast?
I don't know if we mentioned that it came out again.
If you don't know, which you must do by now, but in case you don't, obviously Morbius did not do well the first time it hit the box office. It didn't do very well financially. Critics loathed it. But with all the memes, it's Morbin time. Oh, he's gonna morb, all this stuff. Sony saw the memes and thought that was a signal to re-release the film. So they re-released it in cinemas. And it made a grand total of $80,000. It bombed for a second time. The film was so badly received, it bombed twice. So,
well, Matt Smith, he deserves much better than that.
Well done, Sony. The second story response from Karen, though, was this one. This is more Marvel/Doctor Who themed. I thought this was quite interesting. Someone said, what role gets you recognized the most? And she said, it used to be Amy Pond, but Nebula has swooped in and now dominates. I didn't expect this because I'm so obscured by makeup, but I signed more Nebula Funko Pops than anything else. I'm also very, very appreciative of the fact that you're trying to like pretend that you're reading this on the stream. Like I noticed that and I'm like, that's very clever. It's very, very clever. I like that. So I thought that was just interesting. A nice little interesting factoid. Because that's the thing, she doesn't look like she looks like Karen Gillan, but like there's so much face makeup and stuff going on that you'd be forgiven for not recognizing her. Yeah. But I guess just because Guardians is much bigger than Doctor Who in terms of probably fans or global outreach. Doctor Who's huge. No, definitely. I guess Doctor Who as a brand has
Jumanji would have been up there as well.
Yeah, true. Did they ever do like pops for Jumanji? Because the Funko Pop's like the most common thing to get signed.
You're the
Funko know.
Man, bro.
I think they might have done some for the first film, but I don't remember. But the big one to talk about is this story response. She was asked, what projects are you working on at the minute, if you can tell us? And she said, something unexpected, and it's not a movie. Taking a wee detour for a little while, all will be revealed. Now, if we break this down a little bit, first off, taking a wee detour, does she talk with Scottish dialects too much on her Instagram story?
Oh, you're reading into that.
I'm reading into that. I probably don't need to, but Amy Pond, she do be Scottish. She do be Scottish.
I do like that. Okay, that's funny.
Also, shout out to the people in the chat currently saying it's Morbin time. I think that's very funny.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, well done.
The meme is not dead. But yeah, so aside from that, it's not a movie. Doctor Who is it's not a movie. I'd like to point that out. Apart from the Centenary.
There is a Doctor Who. There's a Doctor Who TV movie.
And there is the TV movie.
Paul McGann that we watched, and you should all watch our
episode
review.
8 of the podcast, or 9. I don't know which one. 8? 8 it is. It's 8. It's 8. But she talked about that, but she said all be revealed. If David Tennant has wrapped or is about to wrap, Ncuti Gatwa is apparently not filming Doctor Who for a little while yet. I think Sex Education Series 4 has just started filming.
At least.
Till November. So... Everyone's been discussing, Matt Smith has said on the record multiple times he'd love to come back to Doctor Who. Like, the only thing he said now is he's worried he might be a bit old. That's rubbish. Stop trying to, like...
Rubbish. You look great,
Stop trying to throw, like water on the fire. We know that you're going to come in it. Like, don't even try and argue that. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Literally.
But, like, we know he's up for it, and Karen and Matt would love to reunite. Maybe even Arthur Darvill. If they could pull the three of them together, that'd be great. I don't know what Arthur's up to these days. But... if we're going to do a big celebration and David's gone, what if we bring back Matt as well now? They could well do that. And it would make sense.
Knows?
She said all be revealed. Knowing Russell T Davies, two hearts plus a Scotland flag emoji,
I was about to say, We're gonna get some kind of emoji announcement this weekend. You'll have to ring me up at 3 a.m. and say, it's happening again.
Exactly.
It's happening again.
Which, actually, speaking of, just a complete side note, I don't know if I can get a picture up very, very quickly. Have you seen any pictures of Caitlin Blackwood recently, who is the actress who played young Amelia in 11th Hour et al.? Well, I've got a picture here, and it's going to horrify everybody, because she is no longer young Amelia. She is literally just Amelia Pond. It's just what she looks like now. Where is the image saved? Where did the image just save? I've got to get it real quick. It did save on my desktop. Well, I couldn't see it.
You've frozen me on the most horrific face.
There you go. Sorry, as well as getting the picture. Apologies. But look at that.
Oh my god.
That is Caitlin Blackwood
is that
now.
Karen Gillan?
Doesn't she look just like her? That's
like
one of the best cases.
They are cousins, aren't they?
Yeah, they're cousins. So like that makes sense a little bit. But like, it's like just kind of scary. I look at her and you would be forgiven for thinking that's Karen Gillan, because it looks just like her.
It was the 11th Hour was what 12 plus years ago.
12 years ago, yeah. It's honestly crazy.
Far out.
Oh, I can't believe that was so long ago. I remember sitting down to watch that live with my mom and being like, look, there's a new Doctor Who intro and all this stuff, and it was crazy. It's crazy. It's a wild old time.
We've come so far.
We have come so far. We have come so far. So that's the Karen stuff discussed. That's that talked about. The other thing we want to talk about very briefly is this latest rumor. What do you think about this, Crispy? According to TV Zone, Doctor Who could return to Christmas Day for the first time since 2017 under plans being considered by the BBC. TV Zone understands. We don't know if this means it could be 2022 or 2023 for the Christmas specials, but what do we think of this? What do we think of the possible rumour that we could get a Christmas special returning for Doctor Who?
If I had to put money on it, I think it's going to happen. I feel like Russell is a sucker for a Christmas special, loves that slot, loves the idea of Doctor Who being on Christmas, even though it's Boxing Day here in Australia. Shout out 21 in Australia watching. But I think absolutely, I think it should come back. But I do still I don't want people hating on Chibnall for having the New Year's slot. I think that was quite cool, in all fairness. But I mean, I'm a sucker for Doctor Who at Christmas, and I feel like you are too, Troy. So
yeah. And I think there was some set photos when they were doing the first episode that there were like some posts on a wall and it said stuff was happening in December that kind of suggested that maybe. So like it's been discussed for a little bit. This is not like a new rumor. It's just like kind of there's been more fuel added to the fire.
Definitely.
The Upteenth Doctor in the chat is saying what other Christmas stories could they do? But like at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be like about Christmas. It could just be set at Christmas. You know, there's a lot of specials that don't really lean into the Christmas thing so hard. It's just, it's an episode at Christmas. So just put the odd Christmas tree in there, the odd bit of snow, and it's done. It doesn't have to be about Christmas for it to feel festive, you know? Like, I mean...
But it's just the thing of Doctor Who being at Christmas is like a beautiful thing for us, so, yeah.
Like the first New Year's Day special resolution was very much, it's New Year, you know, I'm drunk after New Year's Eve and all this.
Woo!
Did Revolution even acknowledge New Year's Day? I think it said it was set on New Year's Day, but I don't even think it acknowledged it, really, did it?
I don't know.
Yaz was too busy spending like 10 months in the TARDIS writing post-it notes, so I think...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because, Graham said Happy New Year, and that was, I think, she was like, oh, wait, what?
Happy New Year, Yaz.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Yaz.
She's like, wait, what? Sorry, I was
like, what?
I was doing some impressionist art of the Doctor on the wall using post-it notes, you know?
Yeah.
It's like one of those people that like just makes like arts out of toast, like burn toast and then put it all together to make a giant portrait. She just does that, but of Jodie.
I would love that if that was
imagine
if that was a subtle hit of like thousands.
That wouldn't be a subtle hint. If she was doing that, you'd know she's head over heels.
A toast Jodie. A toasty, if you will.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
That's
so
mental.
Good. Oh.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I want to see a Christmas special return. I mean, people have been discussing that the first special of the 60th, because of the whole December filming photo thing, could be this Christmas. They could pull a fast one on us.
The film that early, they would have time, like realistically, schedule-wise, Doctor Who schedule-wise, they could turn that bad boy around.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is a draft edit of the first David Tennant special already, and that makes me very excited.
It'd be a bit strange.
Russell's definitely watched it.
Yeah, it's not like before. It's not on the 60th year, but also it's close enough to it that I don't think. And if there's several specials, I mean, it probably will build up to the last one, right? And that'll be the big celebration of the 60th.
And that will be the 60th. Yeah, because maybe this one, maybe it won't be titled the 60th special, the first one. It'll just be the 20.
Maybe it'll be a mini series. Yeah.
And then we'll get one maybe at Easter and then we have to wait so long until
If
November.
it's like David's,
and then
yeah.
Series 14.
I love how that was so funny because he was like, yeah, I'm going to do a series of specials throughout 2009, and it was just Easter, November, Christmas. It's not really throughout the year, is it? But, it was still good.
Like this year,
good
I guess.
Yeah, true. Let's have some Centenary marketing now. Actually, should we discuss that very briefly before we talk about more theories? I think we should
for sure.
talk about it a little bit. Also, shout out to Josh Carr in the chat from Who Knew a Doctor Who podcast,
Yeah, hello.
hanging out and saying hello. Very nice to see you here, buddy. You should come on the podcast sometime soon, bro. Or invite us. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'm winking right now for our audio listeners.
I was having a drink, so I was hoping you'd say something, but you just started winking, so that'll do.
Sorry.
That'll do. No. So let's talk about the marketing a tiny bit. We've kind of touched on this. But there's, again, as often happens with the Doctor Who community, there's always something that people are up in arms about over on Twitter. There's always something, I mean, speaking of Josh, he started a bit of a faux pas yesterday by saying he preferred Doctor Who on a Sunday rather than a Saturday. And he got loads of people in his replies going, no, you've got bad taste. Why would you want on a Sunday?
Wow.
I personally don't mind. In fact, actually, live chat, just a little thing. This could be the poll for this week because I'm interested. Let's do that as the poll this week. Do you prefer Doctor Who on a Saturday night or a Sunday night? Let us know in the live chat. Let us know in the poll on Spotify, on the community tab for YouTube. Let us know, and we'll read out the answers next week. But yeah, he said that, and I thought that was... I quite like it on a Sunday. I like it on a Saturday. I like it on a Sunday.
I used to always get it on a Sunday. That's how I grew up.
Yeah, now you get it on a Monday, don't you? Yeah.
Now I have to have it on a Monday, and Monday morning, like 6 a.m. is when the episode comes live, and that's when people want reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, I've got to be at work at 8 a.m., and it takes me an
job.
hour to drive to work. Why don't I think of that, Troy?
Yeah, easy.
Job
Troy,
done.
You're so...
Well, this is why we're friends, mate. You have these suggestions.
Oh my, everyone in the chat is saying Saturday. Everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, Crispy, I got cancelled by Australians. Not gonna lie. You do not like... Oh.
Well, we don't. But in general, I've had Doctor Who on a Sunday my whole life, so I'm fine with that. I don't know.
I like it on either. I don't mind.
I've never had it.
I think his argument was mainly that we've all got a bit older. A lot of us have grown up with the show, and we're often busy on Saturdays now doing things. So Sunday is like the relaxing night to watch it, and that's true.
Yeah.
It's a valid argument.
True. That's what my Sundays were, mate.
Exactly. But no, so let's talk about the marketing. Yeah, let's talk about the marketing.
Let's go.
There have been lots and lots of people on two sides of a battle. It's like War of the Sontarans. I'm not gonna define which side of the Sontarans here, just for saving our own back's sake. No, there's been an argument that there's not been enough marketing with regards to the Centenary special. Now, as we all know, the marketing for Jodie's era has been spotty at best. Series 11 had really good build-up. All the trailers, The Universe is Calling, Breaking the Glass Ceiling. You talked about the Glorious trailer with Macklemore in our first episode.
Yeah.
They pushed Series 11
doll.
hard. Yeah, Barbie doll as well. Series 12 didn't get so much. Got a few trailers and kind of, but the marketing, like leading up to Flux, we had that Find the Doctor campaign, which was cool, but all you got was a picture. Like it would have been great if it gave you like a 20-second teaser, like as a reward. That would have been something to give you a bit more. Like that clip where she was in the TARDIS saying the Ravagers are coming, like unlocking that from Find the Doctor would have been great. But people are complaining because we are now roughly 2 months out from the airing of the Centenary, according to Russell T Davies, because he said it was a 90-minute special airing in October. And we've had zero marketing from the BBC. So...
Since the trailer.
Yeah, since the trailer, exactly. All the trailer and all those photos that came out after Legend of the Sea Devils, which was in April. Can you believe that special was nearly 4 months ago?
That was so long ago.
I can't believe that. I genuinely can't. But there's two sides. One side saying they really don't care about Jodie's final special because all they're doing is announcing stuff for the 60th anniversary. They're not touching on Jodie at all. And the other side of the argument that says, it's 2 months away. Chill out and wait. Which side do you sit on, Crispy?
Well, here's the thing. I think it would have been nice to have something. I think the main argument of people in the middle ground, much like myself, is kind of like, I would have liked a poster and a title confirmation.
The title's the thing that I think is it's the straw that broke the camel's back for a lot of people. If we had a title, I feel people would be less antsy.
I feel like people would be like, oh, cool. And there were some really cool fan ones going, like the one that was trending the other day, in our community, was the one we've been talking about for ages, The Woman Who Fell to Time. And everyone was like, oh, that's such a cool title. And I was like, please, Troy and I have been talking about that for months.
We have.
We've been talking about it so long.
And I want that to be the title because I love it.
I honestly think that, a month out, we are going to, it's going to be all we talk about. And we'll be like, oh, Oh, that's right. We have the David Tennant stuff coming up as well.
Exactly.
But I think with everything apart from like as we said, the exception is Series 11, the Series 12 and Series 13 marketing had just a very like rapid push towards the end of their release date, towards the nearing of their release date, I should say. And so a lot of people are like, oh, we need to promote it now. We need to promote it now. Do you guys remember Spider-Man No Way Home? We didn't see a trailer for that for ages. We didn't see a trailer for that for so long. And then they just had the biggest marketing push, and it's now one of the highest grossing films of all time. Not that I'm saying that, Jodie Whittaker is going to be one of the most
Are you
watched
saying
things
Andrew
ever.
Garfield's coming back in Doctor Who?
I can't confirm. Did his character survive that episode?
The clock has started ticking. The clock is going to tick, tick, boom.
Oh,
see what I did there?
References.
Yeah, watched that film a few days ago. Very, very good. Very good. Very sad. Very good.
I'm still need to see it. I have 3090 as one of my favorite like songs on Spotify, so I know the lyrics.
So you've listened to the songs but not seen the film?
Yeah, correct. Correct.
No, we watched it on my mum's birthday. It was her birthday just over a week ago, and we were looking for a film to watch. And she was like, "Let's watch something we haven't seen." So we watched Tick Tick Boom. We then went to watch Red Notice right after it, and that was awful. So, yin and yang.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't have done that. You should have stuck to Tick Tick Boom.
She loves Ryan Reynolds, and I love Ryan Reynolds as well. And The Rock was in it, and I was like, this will be a good film. It'll be a nice laugh. It might not be a great film, but they'll carry it. They, in fact, in narrator voice, they, in fact, did not carry it, folks. But, yeah, so...
But anyway, alas.
Andrew Garfield, the 60th.
Your sides. Your side of the marketing situation.
Yeah, I think a lot of it boils down to not knowing the title. I think if we knew the title, people would probably be a lot more relaxed. But we only know it's the Centenary special. When Eve of the Daleks aired, approximately 3.5 months before Legend of the Sea Devils, the Next Time thing actually gave you the title of the next episode in it. So it was like, there was a mini trailer, and then it ended with it coming up on screen, Legend of the, and then it faded in, and she went, Sea Devils. Like, that was great, right?
Pretty cool.
Now, we got a better trailer for Centenary than the Sea Devils one at the end of the Sea Devils special, but we didn't get a title. And I think that's the big issue. If we'd had a title, we could be theorizing off of it. We could be going, 2 months until this episode comes out, rather than the Centenary is coming out in October. Doesn't sound as exciting. But
no,
you only have to look back on past seasons. I've seen some evidence recently, I think it was Series 9's trailer or something like that. Like, Doctor Who has had a habit of releasing things about 2 months-ish before they air. Like, you've got to be aware that, they're not going to start marketing things so early in advance that the general public, people that the marketing is designed for, are going to see it and then forget about it. What's the point of that?
Also, sorry, I forgot. I think I was watching Mr. Tardis's stream. He was talking about this, and he raised a really good point. And they said because it's part of the Centenary celebrations for the BBC, that some elements might not necessarily be in their control, because maybe they're trying to make, like, if they started promoting the BBC Centenary now, everyone's like, oh, what? And then it's 2 months away. They go, oh. So I feel like for us Doctor Who fans, we're kind of used to things being announced, like, as you said, like 2 months away, which is why we're getting like antsy now.
Yeah.
But because the Centenary, like the whole BBC Centenary is coming up, they have to hold back a little bit. So that's just the point.
And I think we're just, the Doctor Who fans are being a bit impatient as well, because we've had so long without an episode that we are like now more like, come on, give us something, give us scraps.
Please.
Give us scraps. So I honestly think I will be surprised, personally, if we don't get any kind of whisper by the end of the month. I think we should hear something.
I will be too.
But if not, we'll definitely hear next month. You've got to remember that, we're all going to watch the episode anyway in the Doctor Who community. The people who are the ones who are crying about the marketing are the people who are going to watch it anyway. So with the greatest respect, it doesn't even impact you anyway in a lot of ways. Obviously, you want to see the trailers and talk about it, and we want to break them down and discuss them. But like from a marketing standpoint, the actual purpose of those being released doesn't affect any of us. It's about the general public. And if you say to someone on the street and go, there's a new Doctor Who special in October, and it's in like July, they're going to go, right, cool. And then 5 seconds later, they're thinking about what they want to buy from Primark. Like, they're not going to be thinking about it. But if you give it them like a month ahead or 2 months ahead and give them a date and say it's coming in this amount of time and hype it up, then they'll go, okay, and it stays in the back of their mind. And then they see it again and again, and then they go from there. But that's the point. The Centenary marketing hasn't started. So once that starts, that will probably also help, That will also help.
Well said,
as long as they give Doctor Who more attention. Because we've talked about before, that Centenary trailer for the BBC that released at the start of the year, all those BBC shows, and the only thing we got for Doctor Who was a 3-second clip of a girl crying in
Jodie
Children in
hugging,
Need because Jodie Whittaker was stood next to her and you can only just about see Jodie's hair. So they did Doctor Who dirty there, so please don't do it again with the marketing. But I honestly think, just relax, we'll get there, okay? We'll get there. And one point that will lead us into the main topic of the episode, because I think we've been live now, like talking for about half an hour, so we probably should get into the main topic of the episode. But just to read, Linda Marks in the YouTube chat has said, Jodie doesn't deserve that everybody is talking about the 60th already. And that is a very fair reasoning. That's one of the good points for people getting angry about the marketing, because it is true. It's her last episode. It's going to be the biggest episode of Doctor Who ever in terms of length, if Russell's to be believed. It is huge, you know? And because there's so much going on for the 60th anniversary, there's so much being advertised and, you know, set photos and stuff, you're going to feel like that. The problem with the 60th is that's not intentional. They've not specifically set out to undermine Jodie. It's sadly just a case of we need to, you know, tell people what's happening because they're only going to see it on set anyway. Like we've discussed this before, the only thing they revealed that they didn't need to was that Ncuti Gatwa was the next Doctor. Like, as of right now, they haven't needed to tell us that. And I still wish, in a way, they hadn't, because they could have done a much bigger event for it. But we've talked about that before. That felt very kind of...
Supposedly going to leak anyway,
Doctor.
but
yeah, he's the Doctor. Moving on. But everything else has been as a result of set photos. So unfortunately, while you're right, it does undermine Jodie a tiny bit. It's also just something that happens with Doctor Who generally, you know? Before the next Doctor leaves, we were already talking about who's coming out after them, you know? Matt Smith hadn't even done the 50th anniversary special, and we knew Capaldi was the 12th Doctor, you know? So, like, these things do overlap. It does happen, unfortunately. And it would, if the episode releases at Christmas, the first David Tennant episode, you'd understand even more. You go, well, no wonder they had to film it before Jodie's
no wonder
episode.
they had to do it,
They couldn't spin it round in 2 months. So,
only time will
it's
tell.
a fair point, but it's just... as they say, that's the way the cookie crumbles, you know? Like, Jodie,
I feel
the
like
people who still... Yeah, you know, go get some Cookie Crisp.
I don't have any
the
Cookie
people
Crisp
who obviously like Jodie anyway are not going to feel that undermined because they'll get the marketing they deserve down the line, hopefully, if we can, you know, trust the BBC. So please, BBC, don't let us down. You've cancelled Mock the Week, so my trust in you is a little bit lower right now, but I'm still sad about that.
I love the BBC. I love the BBC. I love them.
We've got the two sides. No, I don't mind BBC. I'm just annoyed about Mock the Week still. Please don't cancel it. Thank you.
No. Hey, Troy, should we talk about the 60th?
I think we should. I think we should. Yeah, because that is the title of the episode.
Yes.
And we say to the YouTube chat, like we said, we're going to have a section later in this episode where we're going to read out your messages. But if you want to, again, give us your thoughts as we go along talking about things, do let us know what's going on with your thoughts on the 60th anniversary. We'll read them out and talk through them as we're going through. So,
please.
Where do we want to start with this? Where do we want to start? Because there's quite a bit to kind of discuss. It's like kind of it's rounding all our thoughts together, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. We've kind of already discussed the amount of specials. I think you and I are both in agreement that it's most likely 3. I think everyone in the chat's in agreement that it's most likely 3.
3 specials.
So do you want to go
or more?
Do you want to like guess, like have our predictions on the plot? Because we already have kind of done this, but we didn't know anything about David Tennant coming back and Catherine Tate and the whole like 3 special thing, and is he the 14th Doctor?
Exactly. That's the thing. Episode 4 of this podcast is titled "Predictions for the 60th Anniversary." That's episode 4 of this podcast.
Little did we know.
16 episodes later, here we are with a slightly adapted title. Talking about it now, we actually know stuff. Because back then we had no idea. We were just placing guesses, thinking what we could think could happen. Like by that point, we didn't even know Ncuti Gatwa was the next Doctor. You know, we were so in the dark. We hadn't even seen Legend of the Sea Devils. You know. We were just a month or 2 out from the Thasmin being a real thing. Like, you know, can you believe that was only like 8 months ago? That becoming canon? That's crazy. It's crazy.
That's mental. That's mental.
Beep. Have we talked about Beep the Meep? I don't actually think we've talked about Beep the Meep at all during this podcast.
We haven't.
It's while you were ill, I think.
Briefly on my... Yeah, I haven't talked about... I talked about it really briefly on my...
Let me get a picture. Beep
channel.
It might freeze Crispy's camera, so if he does freeze for a second while I'm Googling this, just bear with. Let me get a couple of pictures.
Oh, it didn't freeze.
Hasn't it froze yet?
No, I'm still groovy. I'm good to go.
It's a good start. I'm just trying to find the set photo. If it's handy.
That'd be tough. I tried to look for it. It's like I could only get like a video on Twitter. Oh, okay, no worries. He's really good.
I'm trying to find it, I'm trying to find it. Also another monster here I forgot about, so I'll just put that up on the screen as well. These are a little bit blurry, and there's obviously, because I've just pulled these off of the internet, there's no credit, so if anyone is watching this and they know where the photos originate from, please do tell us. But here is the first one. So, Beep the Meep, if I remember correctly, is some kind of, look how blurry that is some kind of like monster from the Doctor Who comics in the 70s. Oh, I need to get your camera to work again. There we go. Some kind of monster from the Doctor Who comics in the 70s or something like that, or a while ago. You know, it's a while ago. Here is an image of how he looks in the comics. There we are. That's Beep the Meep there, so you can see.
Meep, meep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's chasing me.
He's chasing you. Yeah, the chase is on.
Oh, get out of here.
Get Bradley Walsh out. There he is. Look, we've got Bradley Walsh on the screen.
Walsh.
It's
Bradley
the
Walsh
chase.
is here.
I set that up.
Much going on.
I set that up because I was going to mention earlier that I yesterday I recorded. I took part in an episode of Doctor Who: The Chase, the Chase Doctor Who edition with Will Templar for Who Game Shows, the YouTube channel. So that'll go out at the end of September. That was really, really fun. I had a great time recording that yesterday. We'll mention it in the podcast when it actually goes out, but look forward to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's our special guest. Oh, there's the border gone. There's our special guest, Bradley Walsh. He's just here
Bradley
now. Should we just keep him on the screen for the rest of the episode?
Yeah, for sure.
There's nothing else in the way. Let's just have him up there. But yeah, so this is what everyone's thinking. This is Beep the Meep, and I think it looks very similar. You know, this looks like Beep the Meep to me. Although I still don't know who Beep the Meep is properly. Just some kind of bad guy. We don't know.
Some kind of. It's a fan favorite character in the comics, and when I said I didn't know who Beep the Meep was, I had somebody being like, "What? You don't know?" I had
fan
no
favorite,
idea.
really?
But yeah, genuinely, there were so many people being like, "Imagine not knowing who Beep the Meep was." I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Bruh. Okay.
But that's okay.
That's different.
That's okay.
We also have this though. We haven't talked about this photo. What is this?
Yeah, look at that.
What is that?
That's. Well, in the comic strip that this is from, these were in there as well. So a lot of people think that Russell is doing some kind of adaptation of that comic. I think it might just be a throwaway thing. A lot of people think that Beep the Meat might be the villain for the first episode, and then Neil Patrick Harris will be the overarching villain. That was funny.
Yeah, that was very good. I just wanted to creep in, you know. I don't like not having any attention. No, so there are a couple of leak set photos. We want to touch on those because we haven't really talked about those too much. So you know, maybe he's becoming the next Kevin Feige, and it's just going to be adapting comics into media. You know, it's it's Davies Studios. You know. The
RTDCU. Two.
Yeah, the RTDTU, the Russell T Davies Television Universe.
Ah,
there you go. Doesn't really roll off the tongue as well. Maybe that's what. Wait, is that what the T stands for in Russell T Davies? Is he Russell Television Davies?
My goodness,
the world will never be the same. The world will never be the same. Ewan in the YouTube chat says there is a possibility it is a Wrath Warrior.
A Wrath Warrior.
The Squid Games looking guy. No, he kind of reminds me a bit of the monster from Thin Ice, but like a stood up version. You know, the lake monster kind of has a similar kind of body, color, and shape and head. I think maybe.
I think it looks like the like police people from Rick and Morty. If that's a niche, well, it's not niche, but there's like a little thing. Anyway, there's a little alien race in Rick and Morty. It looks like that.
Got to get another picture real quick because I don't think I have this one handy. But I want to put it up on the screen. So again, if Chris's
Which one are you
camera
looking
freezes, for? Oh, it's the one from the YouTube thumbnail for this episode of the podcast. It is.
I haven't seen that one. Oh wait, no, I have.
You have seen it.
Have.
You numpty.
I've used it.
You absolute numpty. What are you doing?
I don't know who took this picture.
Neither do I. But here, ladies and gentlemen, is our point of discussion for the majority of this episode of the podcast. So, David Tennant is returning as a doctor. We don't know which one. We don't know which one. We can talk about that in a minute. And Neil Patrick Harris is arriving in Doctor Who for the very first time as the Doctor's greatest enemy, as quoted by Russell T Davies, or like his deadliest enemy, or what was the term? Was it greatest enemy? It wasn't it? Greatest adversary.
Kind of big bad.
Yeah.
Something like
No, it was something like, he said greatest, like he was top of the thing. I don't think that means he's the master. Not for a second.
No. That'd be interesting, though.
It would be. I'd love to see him play the master.
The
I would love that. But it would feel almost strange having an American actor playing, like, a time.
He might have an English accent in it, but...
Actually, never mind. The TV movie, Eric Roberts. Never mind.
Yeah.
He was American.
We've had it.
I always dress for the occasion. Greatest enemy. There we go. Yes. Thank you, DS Films. That was what he said. Greatest enemy. But yeah, the most common rumor, and Karl Marx in the chat has just said that to us. Karl Marx. Blimey. He's been living a while, hasn't he? You're not getting that joke, are you? I'm waiting for that to register on your face.
Sorry. I was reading the chat for a second.
Yeah, we have a username by the name of Karl Marx.
It is greatest enemy.
He's
Oh,
very
there we go.
old. You know, he's like a 200. He's like maybe 200 years old now. How old is it? How long ago was
Oh, Marx.
communism? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it was in the 1900s. It wasn't that long ago. I don't know why I said 200 years.
There we go.
I don't know when Karl Marx was born, though. Please don't question me on that. We are nerds. I have a Captain America shield on my wall. History is not my strong point anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore. You know, it's been a long time since I've done
Maths
history.
is your strong point. Give him some maths equations in the chat, and he'll figure it out.
No.
Please.
Please don't do that. Please do not.
Or some bennies. I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
Don't.
I
No.
mind.
Stop saying. Put Benny in the chat. Stop saying that, please. Please. You're hurting my soul.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So yeah,
Let's
the
keep
most
going.
common theory for Neil Patrick Harris is that he's going to be playing the Celestial Toymaker, who was a villain from the first Doctor's era. I know nothing about him. I haven't seen the episodes. I don't know. Are they lost episodes, or I think
some
of them are lost.
I don't know if all of them are.
Yeah.
But very popular.
Very popular villain from his era. One of his like bigger enemies, I think, from his run.
Yeah.
And there was a toy shop on the set. We have talked about that before. There was a toy shop on the set.
Yeah.
In, was
toy
it
shop spotted.
Bristol? Was where they were filming the toy shop, wasn't it? It was in Bristol.
I think so. Yeah, in Bristol.
So we had like, you know, cars were overturned, there was fire on the streets, everyone was running, and then at one point,
looked crazy.
Yeah, David Tennant runs up to Neil Patrick Harris and they start doing a dance together, and then he runs off.
Doing a little dance.
You know, like there's a lot going on. Like and he was kind of dancing in the middle of it, Neil, while everyone was running around. So I think he's either in control of it or he's enjoying the chaos. You know, it kind of gives me almost like Nightmare Man vibes from Sarah Jane Adventures, if you remember that, which you've not.
Well,
have you seen Nightmare Man?
I have seen a lot. I can't remember. I haven't seen Sarah Jane Adventures in 8 years.
We need to watch it together.
Podcast episode.
Yeah, exactly.
But a massive theory going around now. I think Thari's talked about it. Is that the whole thing is kind of like a WandaVision scenario, like a dreamlike sequence, like something. Not everything is as it seems.
Yeah.
And with the chaos that was filmed, it very much looks like, you know, the Toymaker is definitely pulling the strings in some regard. So it might be some kind of controlled chaos, which would be very exciting. I can see Russell, like it already feels like a very Russell T Davies script from like the minuscule amount of like, outdoor filming we've seen. It looks, because you've got the family aspect, you've got the chaos, and then literally just as you said before, the two of them dancing amongst the chaos feels so Russell T Davies, and I'm very excited.
Yeah. And I disagree with the comment in the chat there from someone saying, I can't wait for the show to finally be good again. Let's not say that, thank you. Come on. You're better than that, folks. You're better than that. Come on. You don't have to like Jodie's era, but don't you? There's better ways to phrase it, okay? Come on. Don't upset all of us.
Yeah.
Don't upset us all.
Yeah. We're a nice podcast.
Yeah. We accept all eras of Doctor Who, including the James Corden era, because that's all that you ever talk about. And you've corrupted our listeners. Like when we go through Q&A answers later, you're gonna see you've corrupted some of our listeners now with James Corden stuff.
Oh, I definitely have. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that fact. Well
DS Films replied to them in the chat and said wasn't the same as soon as they introduced the police box in the junkyard. Honestly, yeah. as soon as William Hartnell showed up, Doctor Who just went downhill, man. Honestly,
straight downhill. Ridiculous.
Oh, he was teasing. Okay, good. Well, we know there's people out there that actually think that, so you know, let's let you know. We love Jodie here on this podcast, so yeah, we like her.
Absolutely.
We like her a lot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so let's answer another question again. We've done this one I think before, but I think it's good because we can get chat interaction and just kind of talk about our feelings once more.
Let's do it.
Do you think David Tennant is playing the 10th Doctor, the parallel universe Doctor, or the 14th Doctor? Because those are the three options. We know David Tennant's Doctor had a clone that was in the parallel universe with Rose. We also think it could be just a return of the 10th Doctor with a new outfit, or the 14th. Where does your opinion sit out of those three options? What would you say?
Well, look, I have changed my answer multiple times on this front. I was firmly of the belief that there would be some kind of degeneration thing happening where we would like Jodie's regenerating, we get a glimpse of Shooty, and then it would just start going back, and then we get
that
David
meme.
Tennant,
We must go
would
forward.
still
No, go back.
No, back. So that could happen. But you know, given the filming pictures, given that we've got a new outfit, given that it seems to be set like well after like Donna's time, like during their time together, it doesn't seem to be like a missing like Donna and Doctor story. I think that people have kind of come around to the idea that David Tennant is in fact our 14th Doctor, and it would kind of add weight to the whole what is he called in the 50th, the end where Tom Baker comes back,
The curator.
The curator would kind of give weight, and you might revisit a few old favorites. And we all know that one, Tom Baker was a very commercially successful Doctor.
Yes, he was.
And two, so was David Tennant.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, so yeah, I think David will in fact be playing the 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
So Troy, your thoughts, your thoughts.
Well, I mean, love it or hate it, the Timeless Child has opened up a lot of opportunity now for Doctor Who, because what we were going to have...
Definitely.
I mean, you could say what Stephen Moffat did kind of wrote this out, but we were always going to have this problem of, how many lives is the Doctor going to have? At what point are we going to say, enough is enough? They've run out of lives. It was going to run out when it was Matt Smith, then they gave a new regeneration cycle, which was kind of emphasised it would be another 13 lives, but we don't know. But
yeah,
the Timeless Child thing allows us now to go through as many Doctors as we want and not really worry about, the Doctor's going to die again, we've got to excuse that 13 lives thing again, how are we going to write it out this time, blah, 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 blah. We've talked about the Timeless Child a bit. We'll go into more detail at some point in the future when we talk about Series 12 in a year's time. But
in about a year's time.
it'll be good when we do that, because we'll have had a lot of time to sit on it and we'll have seen how the arc closes and kind of, talk about it in a more retrospective feel. But
definitely.
I don't think it's the parallel universe Doctor, personally. I feel like they've sealed that off, unless he wants to bring Rose Tyler back, which he could. We've done that before, but she came back as the Moment. I wonder how many times you can bring Rose back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain.
Kind of, not disappointed, but
yeah.
Oh,
there will be people who will be disappointed, but
bring back Martha.
Yeah, yeah, please. I trust Russell that if he would bring Rose back, he'd do it well. I don't think he'd bring it back and it'd be a fad. No. But I think, it would annoy some people because they'd be like, all right, enough of Rose. We've seen her enough times. And then some people will lap it up. You'll have your lovers and your haters for it. But the thing we got to remember is, I'm not even finished my main point right now, but I want to point this out because we haven't really acknowledged it. We have not seen, unless I'm wrong, anything from the filming of episode 2 of the 60th specials. We've acknowledged that everything was filmed with Rachel Talalay with, in the Camden markets and then the stuff in Bristol. We then knew there was another episode being directed by somebody else, but we didn't see any other photos. It kind of went quiet. And then Rachel Talalay came back and went, I'm directing another episode. This isn't reshoots, we're doing another episode. So, in fact, we haven't actually seen anything for 3 either, really. We just know David Tennant's probably going to be in it because of the filming in the trailer when he did the con video. So we don't actually know what's happening in episodes 2 or 3. I mean, we don't really know in episode 1, but from filming pictures, we've got no clue. We can't even make predictions because we haven't seen anything. Unless the Beat the Meat stuff. When was that? That was still first episode as well, wasn't it? That was right near the tail end of it.
Yeah, that was right. The tail end of the start.
So we don't know. So. There could be explanations in there that change things up. Maybe he has his iconic suit in episodes 2 and 3, and we just don't know yet.
We don't know. We don't know anything.
But if the outfit's to be believed, it's a completely different look. He never wore anything like that in his run. Of course, he could have had a wardrobe change at some point, but he felt like he was, he's the man who said, I didn't want to change, I didn't need to change, why would I? Look at me. So would he really be worried about changing his outfit too much? Maybe not. He did have 2 variants of the suit, but whatever. But the thing that clinches it for me is the fact that Donna is married to Sean. They've got, presumably, this kid, who's called Rose, played by Yasmin Finney, who roughly, minus a couple of years, works out to being present day after the end of time. The right age lines up if Donna was pregnant around the time of that episode. So it just seems like it'd be set in the present day. Why go back to the 10th Doctor and then him see that? Because obviously, if that's the case, does he see Donna again? Yeah, he sees Donna's wedding before he regenerates. So would that mean that a younger version of him sees Donna in the future and then goes back as he's about to die to see her get married? That wouldn't make sense logically. It would just be a bit of a time loop thing. Yeah, it's throwing really my head off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't think I don't personally think it's going to be 10th Doctor. I think it's 14th. And I think, Ncuti Gatwa, I'd like to remind you all, when Ncuti Gatwa was announced to the Doctor, they never put the number 14 next to him. We all did that. I mean, our podcast episode is titled Ncuti Gatwa is the 14th Doctor.
Is the 14th Doctor, but they never said it publicly, hey.
It just said, the future is here, the next Doctor is Ncuti Gatwa. That's it. So we don't know. Ncuti could be 15, Ncuti could be 25, What if we just go through 13 different Doctors? But
we're getting to Ncuti, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Oh, Shooty's coming, all right.
Degeneration is an interesting concept, though, as you've said. And do you remember the rumours going around when Capaldi was leaving, where everyone was going to go for the first time? The Doctor's going to regenerate back into Matt Smith. That was a big rumour at the time.
It was
Yeah.
huge. That's one of my most popular videos on my channel is talking about that rumor.
Yeah.
And in that, I'm like, this is ridiculous. No way that would happen. Here we are now talking about the return of David Tennant. It's crazy.
True. The numbering is the
Yeah.
order of actors, says DS Films. The War Doctor would disagree with you. Because that's still a different actor. You know?
True. True.
No, so it's interesting, but I think 14th Doctor. The thing that I'm wondering about in my head, though, and we kind of touched on this last week, is I wonder if all the stuff they planned to film with Bernard Cribbins, they actually got to film. Because that's what I was wondering.
This is sad, and obviously all of us have heard in the news that Bernard Cribbins has passed away, which is all very, very sad. And I hope, one note I made about this is that I hope they dedicate the 60th to him, and I feel like Russell definitely will do that.
Yeah.
So I think, but absolutely, and I'm not sure. I don't know if they're necessarily doing reshoots. I think Rachel Talalay has said multiple times they're not doing reshoots. But no matter what they are doing, I just pray they don't cut anything. I hope they make it work. Because I feel like it'd be a nice way for us Doctor Who fans to be able to say goodbye to him and that brilliant character that he played. So
yeah, it's difficult. It is really difficult. I don't know. We saw them on the set. I mean, he was in a wheelchair at that point. We were all like, he is getting older. He's 93. Yeah. He was 93 when he passed.
93.
So it's nice in our heads to be able to say, we will get to see him one more time, because Wilf was like one of the best parts about the RTD era for me.
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely,
iconic.
No doubt.
So seeing him come back will be great. It's going to be interesting to see how they kind of link it back to Donna and to Wilf and to Sean. Why do they come back into it? And
why are they back?
What's her reaction when she sees David Tennant and she's forgotten about him, right? Like, she shouldn't, like, her mind will burn and she will die, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that she did remember,
something that very much
but
needs to be addressed.
Yeah, she still can't remember. She's still not supposed to remember him. So how are they going to do that?
We've seen footage of her entering the TARDIS, so obviously she's on board again. Like,
and leaving everyone behind.
This is It's not like this is a whole Husbands of River Song situation where the Doctor can, like, well, in this case Donna would play. Doctor could be like, you're not supposed to know me. I'm a nobody. He could pretend to be someone else. Like, it's going to be
John
very
Smith.
apparent. Like, I am the Doctor. I have a time machine. We went on adventures together, and they should no doubt remember that. But what I wonder is, this is something we haven't really talked about. I thought would be good for today. Do you think we're going to get a new TARDIS for, like, are we going to debut Shooty's TARDIS with David Tennant?
I doubt it. I highly
You
doubt it. I honestly.
Then what are they going to do?
The thing that annoys me now, right, is I want to see David and Jodie's TARDIS. I would love to see him in that TARDIS, but it's been deconstructed. Because there were parts on eBay selling for $2,000. Yeah, so we know that's not going to happen. But I think people have said repeatedly that Thames TARDIS is still in storage. It's not been they can still whip it out whenever. I mean, there was pictures taken for Radio 1 of is it not Greg Davis? I can't remember his name. Radio 1 presenter was took a picture literally a week or two ago in Thames TARDIS with the Minions. I don't know why.
Oh, I've seen that picture. I thought that was an old picture.
Nope, that's new.
Children in Need or something.
That's new. So the Thames TARDIS is still around. So I think they've probably filmed his stuff in that TARDIS. It could be that, the TARDIS is kind of like an extension of the Doctor, right? When the Doctor changes, the TARDIS changes. So what if the Doctor's face changes to something it's already been before, the TARDIS goes, all right, I'm going to have a nostalgia trip then and go back to the old organic look,
That's crazy.
It could well be that.
That's crazy that they've done that. Okay, I had no idea it was still around. I thought that would be long gone.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But I just want I like Jodie's TARDIS. Jodie's TARDIS seemed to have like split the fandom a little bit more, but I loved it.
I think it's
the exterior is the best exterior.
Yeah, the exterior is
I love the blue light and like the kind of the reverse of the colours on the top, like the black with white text, because that's what like the classic era.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
But the interior is so nice. I really, really like that interior. So it's just such a shame. It's such a shame.
Oh, well, one more episode with it, mate, and then it's gone forever.
Exactly. Great. Thanks so much for that. Thanks.
Sorry for that reminder.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that so much. So yeah, we don't know what's happening in the second and third episodes. Maybe at the end of episode 1, they go off in the TARDIS, like Donna and David. They go off in the TARDIS.
Yeah,
and maybe we haven't seen any photos because they just moved to a quarry in Wales to film everything.
Or just in a big sound studio.
Probably.
Who knows?
And as I feel like, knowing Russell, if he wants to keep something secret, he'll do it. He'll manage it. He'll
do
keep it secret. But unlike Chris Chibnall, I think they will like give some bits out, some little hints, which actually is something that we didn't discuss with the marketing argument. Some magazines have come out like SFX recently and said, the BBC could have contacted us and given us a bit of a sneak peek ahead for the special, so we could put it in our September, October issues, but they haven't done that. And they've tried to reach out, the BBC haven't got in touch. So actually, we should have mentioned that earlier. That is a bit of a mess up for the BBC. I think they should have really done that. Because these magazines are trusted and they can put out what they think is appropriate.
They are a reputable source. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's where that's where a lot of the kind of recent stir up.
Yeah, I like how we had that big debate and then missed out one of the most important bits.
Missed the thing that sparked it. But yeah,
God. Idiots. We are idiots, okay? We are big dum-dums.
Podcast with a plan, though.
Big dum-dum silly faces. But yeah, so I don't really know too much beyond that. But the big question, I'm going to pause very, very slightly for everyone in the YouTube channel's sake. Just can you all drop a like on the video? Really, really appreciate it. We got 25 likes right now, and there's apparently 47 people watching. Very epic. Thank you all. Can we have
47 people watching?
Yeah, if there's 47 people watching, then we should have at least 47 likes. So I think we could get to 50. I think we could get to 50 likes if everyone hit like.
Can we get to 50 likes, please? Yeah. Thank you.
Exactly. But who do you think? This is our big question. Who is the main villain going to be? I'm ignoring that you said James Corden because I did hear it.
Okay,
I'm just ignoring it.
I know. I've seen that you've ignored it, and I've acknowledged that you've ignored it.
Good.
I think Neil Patrick Harris, hands down, is going to be the overarching villain. We've seen 2 looks so far. We've seen one of Neil Patrick Harris in this beautiful Let's Kill Hitler Matt Smith get up, bow tie, top hat get up. That looks incredible. And then we've also had one, the initial promo picture that was released with the announcement. I don't even know how to describe that outfit. All I know is that it was actually a selfie taken by Neil Patrick Harris himself, which I was like, oh, that's very cool. That Russell was like, oh, can you send that picture through? But I think that look there is the toy maker, as in that's someone working in the toy shop.
He looks like
looks like in a workshop.
There's a film my mum loves from years ago that's got Dustin Hoffman in it, and I can't remember. Is it Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium?
Wonder Emporium,
he reminds me of that. That's what I thought when I saw that picture.
Well, I think that's very much the vibe.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe in episode 1 they'll tease this toy shop thing. Maybe we'll get Neil Patrick. Oh, hello everyone! Like a little breadcrumb for us while we're off chasing Beep the Meep. And then Neil Patrick will come back into it while he suits up.
Someone said in the chat, actually, let me just see if I can find it. A little bit earlier, someone made a good suggestion for the theory. Where was it? I don't know where it was now. There it is. Hey Jay in the YouTube chat said, I think the Beat the Meep stuff will just be an opening to the episode where Unit is dealing with it before they meet the Doctor. It's possible that could be like in a Marvel film where you open up sometimes with a little battle to kind of set the tone and then you move on to the main plot. It could be like that. And we have seen Unit on set. We haven't acknowledged that, but we have seen Unit.
Yeah, we have seen Unit on set. Quite a bit, actually.
So that could be a really interesting one.
Have you seen Louis' comment that just came through? Louis?
I have not seen Lewis's comment. It hasn't come through on my end. I don't believe. Do you want to read it out? I can't see it.
Oh yeah, it says. Have you seen the interview clip from last week where Neil Patrick Harris says he's a returning villain and that he'll be using an English accent? He also claims to have interacted with Shudi's Doctor.
Is this the thing we talked about last week on the Whoopi Goldberg interview?
Maybe.
Because he didn't say... He said that he'll be a good doctor, but I don't believe he actually said he's interacted with him.
Yeah. I think a lot of us...
With the Doctor. I don't think... And if he said that, I don't think he meant the Doctor himself. Because Shuti hasn't been on set as far as we know. So I'd be careful with that.
There were some rumors.
Were there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But nothing's confirmed.
Ooh.
Nothing's confirmed.
Maybe then. Maybe.
He is filming Sex Education right now. So.
He's teaching us all.
It's interesting.
Moving on from that joke.
It's interesting.
You didn't get that either. There we go. It took a second.
I'm with it.
The pin dropped. The pin dropped. I'm proud of you. So those are our kind of general theories, and I think we've been doing the episode now for about an hour. I've just thought, we said we were gonna keep this video up and leave it up on YouTube, but it's not gonna have a proper intro gag and like intro sequence included in.
Mate.
Does that matter?
fine.
YouTube audience, do you care?
Leave it as is.
We'll probably
That's
trim the
fine.
start off and like actually have it
trim the
start
start.
from where the episode would begin. So like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
back, it's like it normally is. But yeah, so the audio. If you want to hear the intro gag this time, you have to listen to the audio version and up our streams. You know, we've nearly got 6,000 plays on audio platforms. So
My goodness, the price of fame.
The price of fame. The price of fame. It's honestly, it's so tiring being famous. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do now to wrap up the episode is in a special section. We're going to read chat questions. It can be about the 60th. It can be about anything at all. We've done a kind of a questions bit before in a previous episode, but we want to give the live chat some chance to ask us some questions. While they get their questions ready, we're going to go through the Q&A responses from our listeners regarding what they think is going to happen in the 60th anniversary. And we've got 7 responses. So,
let's do it.
Our first one comes from that one-time lady who said, we're going to get 3 episodes, Matt Smith as a cameo, and probably for River to make an appearance. I know it's unlikely, but please, BBC, please. Look, we know Alex Kingston would come back if she was asked. We know this.
In a heartbeat. Same with Matt Smith.
Exactly.
You would be so mad, Troy, if we missed out on River Song meeting Jodie by 1 episode.
Exactly.
You would be so annoyed.
Oh, let's not even... I always said this, literally, from the second she was announced. Funny. I've said this before. The first thing I said when Jodie was announced the Doctor was, I can't wait for River to find out that her husband is now her wife. It's what I've always said, and it's such a shame that we never saw that happen. You know? I don't understand.
Big Finish will make it happen. Big Finish will make it happen.
But I want to see it on the screen. You know? See the Space Wives. Come on.
What better screen is there than your imagination, Troy?
That is both beautiful and hideously corny. I can't decide which one more so.
That's kind of how I describe myself. That's my new
And our show.
And our show in general. Well
okay, our next comment comes from Arthur Bottley, who said, I really hope they filmed all of Bernard Cribbins' footage. It'd be great if they can pay tribute to a legendary actor with their last outing, like Carrie Fisher in The Last Jedi. I agree. Because, they made it work for Carrie in The Last Jedi really well. Because obviously Rise of Skywalker, they used archive footage. But Last Jedi, she filmed all their stuff, right? Or enough that they could make it into the...
They can make it work,
plot. So
yeah, I think they will have.
I think they will. I think that hopefully it will have enough.
I don't think it'll be cut at all. It'd be rude.
They won't cut if they haven't got it. If they haven't got everything they wanted, they still won't cut it. They'll do something off screen. You know, it's going to be a similar argument, honestly, to how they'll handle Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther 2. Like I'm still
very much so.
I'm still wondering how they're going to handle that in universe. Like it sounds like they're going to have killed T'Challa off in universe, but how they're going to acknowledge it, I don't know. It's going to be
it's all very sad regardless.
Yeah. Why is there so much sad stuff in life at the minute? It's not nice. It's not nice. But I agree, Arthur. Well said. Next one comes from Felicia, who said, this is unlikely, but I hope Jodie will regenerate into Doctors 12, then 11, and finally 10, and then in the 60th, David Tennant will regenerate 10 to 1 before settling on 14. This could be used through reused archive footage.
Whoa.
Yeah, wow. So not just degenerating back to 10, going the way down.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is interesting. I like that idea.
Before settling, implying that Shooty is like the first phase.
Maybe.
He would be so
knows?
mad.
Well,
it's so mad.
It's similar to the 11th Hour, then, isn't it? Where it goes through all the faces and then Matt pops out and he's like, hello, I'm the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like, something similar to that. And that's always a good way, like even in Day of the Doctor with all the Doctors in their TARDISes. It's nice for the big anniversaries to acknowledge all of the history. That's the whole point of these anniversaries.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, to look to the past while also thinking of the future. It's what's beautiful about the 50th and hopefully what will be as beautiful about the 60th. So I like that idea. That's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Our next comment comes from Bad Wolf.
You didn't say it. I thought you were going to say Bart.
Okay, hang on. You just said it. I was going to do it. All right, hang on. All right, fine. So there's that message. So thank you very much. Bye, Felicia. Okay, Bad Wolf has said, I think most of the 60th will be set in an alternate universe where Beep the Meep exists and Donna is still traveling with the Doctor. Which means that would be an alternate universe again to the parallel universe with David Tennant and Billy Piper. So be parallel. We're really turning into this is the multiverse saga with Doctor Who.
I made a video on that.
Yeah.
It could be a thing.
Where's Kang? Get Kang the Conqueror out, you know?
Where is Kang?
Oh, I rewatched all of Loki a week or two ago. That show is so
good. As did I.
So good!
We didn't talk about it's a very good show.
We should, if we're going to do more special episodes, we could look back on other, older shows and stuff. We could just talk about Loki. We could do that. Maybe we should do that for our next special episode. You know, maybe we should do that.
We'll see.
Actually, you know what we could do? We could always stream our special episodes. That could be a fun time.
Oh, yeah, just get...
Maybe. Might have less people watching, but, a nice little community thing and hang out. We could do that. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think about that? Alternate universe. I still don't like the alternate universe idea, but
I don't mind it if
Yeah.
I reckon they could like I mean I trust Russell with whatever he's going to do. But it would solve a lot of our problems. It would solve the whole Donna not remembering thing, solve the whole we can have Jodie's Tardis exterior, but we might have Ten's interior. Or maybe, this is our doctor entering into this universe, perhaps. Oh, Troy, are you okay? Has this theory oh my gosh. Audio listeners,
I'm muting my
sorry,
mic.
but
It's all good. I'm muting my mic. It's fine.
Oh, he muted. Oh, well, you'll never know what just happened. You'll never know.
I knew it was
Unless you
coming.
watch the
No,
video.
a bit of drink just went straight down my throat without me swallowing it, and I'm just choking on it a little bit. Oh, keep talking. Give me a second.
Oh, look, I think, I can't, bro. I can't.
Oh, okay,
my
okay. I'm all right. It's like 30 degrees
Troy.
in the UK right now, so I'm sweating, and
Yeah.
this is not helping.
Ridiculous.
Not
I'm
helping.
in Australia, one of the most sunny, beautiful places on earth. I'm here in a jumper. Meanwhile, Troy is heating up.
Yeah,
what's going on?
I honestly, if YouTube allowed it and I was more body confident, I'd be recording this topless right now because this t-shirt, I don't like wearing a t-shirt. Well, no, I'll tell you, when I recorded the Chase thing yesterday, it was an audio call, and I think most of us were topless. I made a joke saying, is this a video call? Because I don't want to wear a top, it's too hot.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, actually, you know what? I'm going to do that as well.
Yeah,
We're all just topless.
Nice.
Sounds really weird out of context.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
you gotta we'll clip that.
Let's not clip that, thank you. So, our next message comes from 3 polls. Don't worry, keep asking your questions in the chat. We're going to get to them in a minute. We're giving you lots of chance. Oh, I've whacked my mic. We're going to give you lots of chance to put your questions in so we can basically just scroll through and go through all. My face is like Bradley's now, says Dylan. I agree. 3 polls. Oh, is this Paul? Is this 3 of our listener Paul? We haven't mentioned Paul in a while.
Paul?
I feel like we say this a lot. How is Paul doing?
Shout out, Paul.
Our number 1 fan, our OG fan. How is Paul doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well there. The first live Who's There will literally be the death of Troy. Yes, it will, Alyssa. I'm going to die. That's it. Great. Oh, lovely. Thanks for that. No. 3 polls have said, I know it's not answering the question. This isn't I just literally copied it. It's not answering the question, but I'm listening to all your episodes from the start. So far, I'm at the episode where you watch the TV movie, and I'm really enjoying the podcast. Oh, that is lovely.
Thank you.
I didn't realise. I think I read it. I was like, that's nice, and copied it, but I didn't realise when I put it on the screen. I was like, here's the next 60th answer. But no, thank you, 3 polls. That's lovely.
That's very nice. Oh, that makes it worth it.
All of you guys agree? Do all of you guys agree? Do you all love our podcast?
We're just fishing for likes now. Yeah. Fishing for likes.
Get the reel out. Reel it in. Okay. Next up comes from Alpha. He's our last big comment. We got one afterwards that was just... We'll get there. But Alpha has said, before turning into David Tennant, the Doctor turns into... Oh, for goodness sake. Crispy, read this one. Can you see it on your camera? Because you can see through the virtual cam.
I can see it.
You read this one.
Before turning into David Tennant, the Doctor turns into James Corden, looks in the mirror, and finger guns at himself. Please, I need this. If James Corden gets introduced, that's 100% what he's doing.
We should clarify for audio listeners, that wasn't Crispy saying, please, I need this. That was in the message. The message ends with, please, I need this. So,
But also from Crispy, please, I need this.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. Let's move on very quickly. So, our last message, just randomly, comes from Owen, who, when we asked him what he thought was going to happen in the 60th, he said, Tennant nude. Let's move on from that very quickly. Thank you very much for your message, Owen. Really, really appreciate it, buddy. Really, really nice of you.
Thanks, Owen.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Right. Okay, folks. So, to wrap up this episode, we're going to read out some YouTube comments. This won't be in the video version, obviously, like what pops up on the screen. We're just going to read them out with the name and the question and answer them. We're going to do this for about another 10 minutes or so. Yeah, just answer some questions and see what's going on. So, do you want to pick the first question, Crispy? Do you want to scroll through and see? Because we've had loads submitted while we were talking.
I very much would. This one is from Hey Jay. And this one is, do you think Big Finish will do something really big for the 60th, i.e. Matt Smith or Capaldi recording a box set? I would love that. I'm pretty sure they've already announced that Eccleston's going to have quite a large involvement in Big Finish stuff. Maybe?
Yeah.
Why? Why are you giving me that face?
It's Capaldi. Troy? We know that he railed on audio dramas, didn't he? He was like, I'm not going to do anything else. He said he wasn't a big fan of the audio dramas and stuff. He said he wasn't interested in doing audio dramas. We talked about this months ago. He said he wasn't interested in coming back from multi-doctor stories.
I don't want to. I remember him saying that.
But he also said he wasn't big on audio dramas, and Big Finish were publicly very gutted when they heard him say that. So the chance of Peter Capaldi coming back to do audio stuff is next to none, unless he changes his mind.
Come on, Capaldi.
But Matt Smith, I'm surprised he hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't either.
Maybe he doesn't like the idea of doing audio. Like, he was going to come back, he'd only do it on camera, because his Doctor is very physical, you know?
He's a very
he said that he's a very physical doctor, you know, clicking his fingers, spinning around, doing all this daft, like, as John Hurt said, is he capable of speaking without flapping his hands about? No, he's not.
No.
You know? Yes. No.
No.
So that wasn't a bad impression for me. I'm quite proud of myself.
That's pretty good. I was very impressed with that.
So it would be nice. I think they've got to have something planned, but it depends on, you know, what they can get arranged with what they have, their licenses and stuff, you know. So who knows? Who knows? Sarah Glover has asked, if you could have an episode based on any character, actor does not need to still be alive or able, who and why? Well, if you're saying that, I would go for what Chris Chibnall said. And he said about a year or two ago that if she'd still been around, he would have had the 13th Doctor meet Sarah Jane Smith. I would have loved to have seen Elizabeth Sladen.
Know he said that.
He did. He said that would have been his number one. He would have loved to bring her back. I would have loved to have seen Jodie Whittaker and Elizabeth Sladen team up. That would have been perfect.
Can you imagine? Honestly, Troy, imagine that for a second.
Yeah.
That would be some of the best gosh damn Doctor Who ever.
That'd be mine. So it could be based on Sarah Jane.
That's really sweet.
It could almost be like an indirect follow-up to Sarah Jane Adventures. Because if you don't know, I don't think we talked about this. Big Finish announced that there's going to be a Sarah Jane Adventures spin-off box set. It's focusing on Rani from the series, Rani Chandra. I can't remember how to say the actress's name. I think it's Angel, but I might be wrong. I really hope I've not said that wrong. I really hope I've not said that wrong.
I believe it's pronounced Sacha Dhawan's girlfriend or wife.
Yes. Sure. Yeah, I remember I found out that she was dating him. I was like, that is just, like, that blew my mind. But yeah, it's a show based around Rani, but Clyde, Daniel Anthony, I think his name is playing Clyde again. So it's the two of them together, and it's going to be I think it's designed that's going to follow on from Goodbye Sarah Jane Smith, which was the nice mini thing recorded for the watch-alongs 2 years ago that touched on Elizabeth Sladen's passing and what the characters did moving on from that, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. I cried my eyes out watching it. So that's going to be a really good time. So it's another reason for me to get into Big Finish, because I still haven't. Said I was going to when Chris Eccleston was announced, and I still haven't. So I'll get there. I'll get there.
You'll get there.
It'll take money, and I don't have money right now. I bought a PC, bro. So, you know, I've got to save up money again now. Got to save up money again. So, have you got another question you want to pick out?
Yes. This is Draw with Cameron Smith. Question: why do you think David Tennant has a new suit? He has his own one at home that he has worn in videos and interviews. He does, like the actual actor, David Tennant has one. Is it to do with the plot, him being 14, or he can't use his own one? I think it very much, one, they'll sell more figures. Two, I think it very much is like hinting at the fact that this is a new incarnation, but like it's all very reminiscent of the 10th Doctor outfit. We've still got the Converse. We've still got the long coat over. I think he's got like what has he got underneath that you weren't necessarily the biggest fan of, Troy?
Oh, like a waistcoat, but he's only done it up by one button.
Yeah, that annoyed Troy.
A little bit, but I still like it.
I think it's still. I'm so keen to see it on screen. So I think that's why they have a new suit. But look, David Tennant does have his original outfit at home that he has whipped out for like various charity calls and stuff. But I think, you know, the costume department's kind of in charge of him. You know, he can't bring his own outfit to work. He's very much told what to wear in these shows. But yeah, good question though.
You mentioned this, and I'm trying to find something. And again, I've said it again. If Crispy's camera freezes while I'm finding this, I do apologize. Hopefully, he doesn't do so on an awkward face. But I'm just trying to think. B&M or like character options and all them tweeted out there's going to be some new Doctor Who figures coming out, like the character options ones. After you said sell more figures, I thought about this because we haven't touched on it. They're releasing a new series of Doctor Who action figures. And one of them, have you seen like the 10th Doctor one? Do you know what it looks like? You haven't seen it. I thought you cut out them for a second.
No, sorry.
I've got to try and find the picture. I think it's going to be on Doctor Who's Twitter account. I think Doctor Who tweeted it. I'm just going to get the picture and pop it up on screen.
Oh.
But they've done an 8th Doctor pack, which is 3 different 8th Doctor outfits. Were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that our composer, Sammy Chu, is in the chat.
Oh, who did our theme?
Shout out to Sammy there, who made the Who's There Doctor Who theme.
Very epic.
He's just said, he hasn't actually put our theme up on his channel, so he's going to put our theme up on there if you want to go and check it out.
What, is it like the version we've got, or has he written like a full one? Has he done a longer one?
I think it's the version we've got, but I'm sure he could whip up a longer one.
Imagine if he did like a big long 2-minute one. Oh, do it. Sammy, do it, please. Please, thank you.
You
Okay.
heard the man. You heard the man.
So let me take you through these. Because this is worth talking about. So first off, this is a 3-pack of 8th Doctor figures. So one from you've stopped with your eyes closed. Let me fix that. There we go. It's when I know what it is now. It's when I bring in new images, it freezes your face, but I fixed it now.
Oh, okay.
So we've got 3 8th Doctor figures. One being from the TV movie, one being from Night of the Doctor, and one being from Big Finish, I believe. That's our first one. We've then got 2 Dalek sets. I don't know the names of the Daleks. I'm just going to go through them. So there's a pair of Daleks here.
Nice.
They're all classic. And then this one, I believe there's a Supreme Dalek with the glass Dalek, I believe from Colin Baker's era. So there's those. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what they were thinking when they did this, but here is the David Tennant 10th Doctor 3-pack. I don't... Why? Why? Now, we've got him in his blue suit. We've got him in the blue suit with the brown coat. And then him in the Raggedy Doctor outfit, which he never wore on screen. It only got to that point when Matt Smith was wearing the outfit.
That's so strange.
It isn't even the same tie, if you look really closely, because it's a swirly tie Matt wears. Now, it's been told to me on Twitter that this is from a comic cover. There was a variant cover where, like, it's a picture of the 10th Doctor in a forest with the Raggedy outfit, which must be with that tie.
Oh, I suppose that makes more sense.
It still feels like a bit of a reach,
still
you know?
Off-putting.
Like, why have they not done, like, Sacha Dhawan's Master, the Fugitive Doctor, like, the Cybermasters, the Lone Cyberman? There are so many things they could do, especially now Eagle Moss has gone under. Like, character options have got to step up and do some of these figures, you know? It's only the hardcore collectors that are getting a lot of these at the minute anyway, so why not do it for the 13th Doctor, you know? It would be really cool. So, but yeah, when he said he's going to sell more figures, I just thought, oh yeah, the David Tennant ones. I thought I'd just show that very quickly. All right, let's pull out a couple more questions. What else have we got? Oh, my voice. Voice went a bit then.
Are you reading out one, or you want me to read one?
Your turn now, I think, is it?
Oh, right.
I don't know. Whatever, you read one.
Okay, this one's from Vortex Alliance. What do you think of the rumor that episode 2 could be an adaptation of the comic The Flood with the Cybermen and maybe Multi-Doctor? Is that what we were talking about all the way back in our actual 60th prediction episode? Remember?
Maybe. Well, we talked about it a bit earlier as well, you know, like if it's adapting from comics. Like, I like that idea.
Yeah. I think, I mean, it could be very cool because I feel like remember someone called us out on like TikTok or something?
Mini
we
Sitch,
this would be really cool. Yeah, and they were like that.
This has been done before in comics, yep.
That could be, if that's what they're going for with this whole Beep the Meep thing, why not?
Yeah, I like that.
Why
not?
not?
Comics. There's so many Doctor Who comics, you could bring that in and kind of like, you know, make some of it canon. Because one of the comics explained how the Doctor met Vastra, like the Solarian for the Paternoster gang. It was that Christopher Eccleston saved her because she was in the London Underground just killing people, and he stopped her and gave her a second chance. That was why she ended up owing him a debt in A Good Man Goes to War, and that's why he comes back to claim on it.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's what I've read up. I haven't seen the comic itself. I have got it, like, here.
You've got it.
I've got it here. I think it's this one. So I have got it, but I haven't read it. But that's what I read it up online. That was what was going on. So,
sick.
Oh, I love this next question. Super Theory Rockstars has said, who is more likely to show up in the 60th anniversary, Christopher Eccleston or Peter Capaldi? I haven't mentioned. I told you this, but I haven't mentioned it on the podcast. Christopher Eccleston is going to Wales Comic Con in Telford in December. And while I actually had some money, I booked for a ticket to meet him. So get ready for another episode of Troy Met, a Doctor Who cast member in December. Coming back, the series you all were definitely missing tons of. You've dabbled with Comic Con episodes. Now meet the genuine article. So I just wanted to mention that very quickly. But that question, who is more likely to show up, Eccleston or Capaldi? It has to be Capaldi, although by like 0.01%. Because Capaldi said he doesn't want to do multi-Doctor stories. I don't think he'll come back. And Eccleston, like, we thought maybe he was warming up to the idea, but I think he's also said now that he's not going to come back while Russell's there. Maybe he'd come back if Russell wasn't there. I don't know where he stands anymore, man. I don't know.
Who knows? Like, Eccleston and
difficult.
Capaldi are like... The most likely multi-Doctor thing we're going to get is Smith.
Smith and Tennant.
The only thing.
You know, if they wait long enough, bring Jodie back. You know, it's been a couple months since she had a kid. Maybe if they wait a little bit longer, she wants to come back. Yeah. But it might be too soon after she's just left. It's a bit of an awkward situation, you know? She's just left and you reopen the wound by bringing her back like that soon. There was 3 years, like, for David Tennant's return. More than 3 years, nearly 4 years. So, it's difficult.
Oh, very good.
It's difficult. Have you got... Should we finish off with maybe one or two more?
Oh, I've just got someone here has commented Capaldi, Lewis, I think Mog. I'm not quite sure who Mog is, but do you think Lewis Capaldi is going to be more likely to be in the episode than Peter Capaldi?
Maybe that'll be it. You know, maybe before he goes, before you go, I'm trying to make a reference to a Lewis Capaldi song.
Yeah,
it's not gonna,
nice.
You know,
I see where you're going.
I mean, I bet when Peter Capaldi left, he was getting kind of used to being someone we loved, or someone. Yeah, you know, forget it. Let's move on. Oh goodness, what else have we got? Let's pull out one more. Comment. Let's see what we can find. I think the last one should be, I'm saying this to drag it out so I can find a question. We picked out a few of the really good ones. So I'm just thinking, ooh, I like this one. This is thinking a bit closer to home. From Ahmad Khan, he said, "Do you think we'll have any more classic companions returning in the Centenary special?" What do you think?
Ooh,
So you can do the theme then. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm not quite sure. I think it's there's a lot going on in the Centenary, first of all. A lot. So, no. But, look, rumor on the street is that we may get a cameo appearance from some classic doctors. But I don't know.
That would be great.
I don't know.
I mean, if you bring back classic companions, bring back the classic doctors, that would be amazing. So, who knows?
If you're going to...
I think...
You know what classic companion they should bring back?
Don't say James Corden. I will literally just end the stream right now.
No, it's not James Corden. Ryan Sinclair.
Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, no, I don't hate Ryan. He's just not my favorite.
No,
I just think he was one
well,
of
I'm
the
pretty
most...
sure he's not coming back anyway. So
yeah, I don't think he is.
Like,
is
they
he?
haven't filmed anything with him.
Yeah, it's
which is a shame, but oh well.
Yeah, it's
at least
shame,
we get this guy. We get this.
Yeah, we get this guy. We get Bradley Walsh. See, I put that there on purpose.
Yeah.
I was looking the wrong way. There we go. But yeah,
Very
so
nice.
Bring back K9, says Hey Jay. I agree. It'll be very nice to have K9 come back. We'll probably have K9 in the Big Finish audio dramas, you know? I think that's probably likely. Anyway, I don't know how long this episode's been. I think it's more like about an hour and 20. This might be our longest episode ever. Woo! The longest ever episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, done live on YouTube. That's a very epic moment, is it not? So
that's so epic.
Before we do our wrap up and thank everyone for watching, it's time for our newly named feature, Crispy's closing comments. Crispy, what are your closing comments for today's episode?
I would just like to thank everyone for tuning in live. This was a bit of a trial run for Troy and I, and I think it's gone off without a hitch. So let us know if you want more live episodes, because this was a lot of fun. And you know, my main takeaway from this is that Troy will hopefully get a bit more sleep this week because he doesn't have to edit a damn thing.
Well, so I didn't mention on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
We discussed this. You know how I got you into a certain band, one of my favorite bands, called Pale Waves.
Pale Waves, yeah.
I would recommend that you all listen to them. But their new album comes out tomorrow. Except accidentally, their store sent me the album today, so I've started listening to it, and I'm going to be listening to it tonight. So I probably won't go to sleep early. I'll be listening to this.
No.
I even got a little poster. I got a poster. I wish it wasn't folded. It was literally put in with the CD, but it's a nifty little poster of the lead singer.
Troy's very happy, guys. Troy's a happy.
I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. So you know, allow it. So stream Pale Waves. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get you to listen to a few more songs. I think after we finish streaming now, because I've got to catch you up on some songs.
No worries, kid.
Because I know you like one of yours was like on top of your on repeat for ages. Then wasn't it?
Yeah. Change. I've still listened to it. It's in my car like every day.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
That's a banger.
Yes, so thank you all very much for watching live on YouTube, watching after the fact on YouTube, watching on Spotify, listening on audio platforms, all the usual stuff. We greatly appreciate it. One thing we haven't said is that we were going to have a season break. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the season. Oh yeah. But when I called you on Tuesday and we kind of talked about how we were going to do this live episode, you brought it up and were like, you know, are we going to have this season break? And the thing is, I actually suggested we were going to stop after episode 20 for a bit, but we've had 5 weekends off.
We've had a lot
because
of weeks,
of like 4 weekends you being ill and 1 weekend me not being capable of editing it mentally. So like we've pretty much had a month off on and off, I'm happy to just keep going for a while longer
We're
now.
just gonna
And like,
keep on trudging.
I think the earliest we're going to do a break is probably about episode 30, I think, now, unless we decide that if something comes up and changes, then obviously something changes. But at some point, we'll do a break for a little bit. It wouldn't be for very long, maybe like a month break or something, just to give us a bit of a chance to rest. But we're going to keep going for a while. So before we finish, it's time to tease next week's episode, because we haven't done that. And actually, I don't know when we're going to film this, and I'm going to edit it, because I'm going to have some other stuff going on next week. We should have done it live next week. Actually, do you want to try and do one more live next week?
Yeah.
It will be a bit soon, but we actually could do it, and it would be really early. It'd be Tuesday next week would be the best day, if that works for you. We're just planning recording right now.
We'll chat. We'll chat.
We'll chat, maybe.
Check my schedule.
Maybe.
I think I'm on a flight then, but we'll see.
On a flight? Ooh!
Yeah.
Look at him.
I'm going to Sydney, if anyone's going to be at the Opera House.
No, we're not. No one's going to be there. No, I'm going to
No
fly there
worries.
now, and I'm going to meet you and get a picture with you. Can you buy my plane tickets?
And then you fly home. Okay. I always look up plane tickets.
Yeah, look up plane tickets. Look them up now. How much are they going to cost?
Always too expensive.
All right,
always too expensive.
Thank you all very much for hanging out. We really do appreciate it. But we'll be back next week in episode 21 of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, where we'll be looking back on Series 3, our next installment of the Looking Back series. So, our Q&A on Spotify will be to let us know what you think of Series 3, the best moments, the worst moments, the best characters, best episodes, all that stuff. And let us know in the YouTube comments. Please don't put them in the live chat now if you're watching live. Go and put them in the YouTube comments of this video, because we will be reading out YouTube comments as well as best we can.
Yeah.
But thank you all for hanging out. We really, really do appreciate it. Watching live, watching back after, listening, all that good stuff. We will see you all next Saturday with episode 21 of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. But until then, I'm gonna get the little audio playing on the live stream. Actually, I won't, because I'll edit it in post for the audio version. It'll sound clean. So we're gonna wrap it up here on the YouTube video. We'll hang around after this is finished. Don't worry, guys. But officially, thank you all very much for watching. We greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you all next week in episode 21. See you later, everybody.
Alon Z, baby.
Alon Z. There we go. I was waiting for it. Alon Z.
Woo!
Beautiful. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up the podcast recording.
That's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap.
That's what we do.
That's what we
That's
do.
a gosh damn wrap. We did it, yo.
Amazing.
Woo!
Beautiful. Watch the stream just crashes now after this.
I'm a bit excited.
Stream just goes, right, that's enough now. It's enough. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been so much fun to record this.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Like, it's nice to do it live. It's a nice change. And getting live interaction is so cool. Like, that's really, really good fun. I have no idea what the episode length turned out to be. It's probably coming on to an hour and a half.
Yeah, Centenary
which is great.
Length, mate.
Yeah, Centenary length, exactly. Centenary, not Tenary. You're converting me to the dark side.
I got you
don't
say
like
it.
that. No, that's the only time. That's the only time. Not getting a full season, it's a sin. I had to skip out in the middle there. Oh, wow, Upteenth. Wow, You missed a bit of the episode.
Really? Really?
So, just to let you before you all go, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't already, at Who's There DW. Keep an eye out on what's going on. When are you guys going to get James Corden to guest on the podcast? We're looking at other guests. There's some stuff I'm working on that even he doesn't know about that I might be able to pull, and I don't know if I'll be able to, but he doesn't know. I'm working on something in the background to see if I can work something out. But I'm only being loose. I'm only being loose about it because I like in case I get it wrong. Well, it might not be a guest. It might be something to do with like a special episode. I'm being general so you don't know.
I got my eye on you.
Yeah.
I got my eye on you.
But I'm not telling you. I'm not even told him off air, and I'm not going to tell him off air in case it doesn't happen. But I'm trying to get something very cool for you guys. So hold out hope. Keep your fingers crossed for me every night, and maybe it'll work. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Shall we cut it off here?
Cut it off.
Cut it off.
Cut it off, mate.
So what we'll do is, when this video is processed, I'll go back into the file and I'll trim off the start and the end of it here. So it's pretty much just the episode on its own. It just won't have the usual intro and outro. That might look a bit odd, but hopefully that's okay. It saves me. We could just cut this, like delete this stream and re-upload it on Saturday.
Just leave it.
Or
no. Leave it as is. Leave
it completely as is.
Leave it as is.
Well, I'm only thinking for the sake of the
reckon.
YouTube audience listening back, we could at least get rid of the starting soon screen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll have a look. I had to have dinner. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You should be sorry. It's disgraceful. We're very, very upset with you now. Yeah, Planky. It's actually that I'm getting Planky as a guest. That's the secret.
Planky is the guest?
Honestly.
That would be so funny if we pulled that off.
I could just literally put a PNG in the screen and we have Planky as a guest. That'd be easy. And then Planky just doesn't talk.
So good.
Or one of you does like your best impression.
I could do like a voice. I could do a voice.
Yeah.
For Planky.
Yeah, you should do.
All right, we're having a Planky episode.
Upload it again. Actually, yeah, chat. What would you rather we do? Should we upload this as an actual official video now that the stream's over, or should we just leave this stream up? Leaving the stream is easier, but I can just upload it as a video. That's not much hassle. and it might look cleaner. Like that's I'm only thinking retroactively. People watching the episode, it'll look better to have it as an official thing.
True.
Like the only thing it'll be missing on YouTube is the intro gag and like an actual official intro and outro. It'll kind of just blend in and blend out. So it will be a bit different, but we could just leave it. And then I think, actually, wait, no, if I edit the video at all, the live chat will be gone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, right. Do you know what? No, we're going to leave it. I'm not going to upload the new version. I'm not going to upload the new version.
Leave it.
We'll keep it as it is, because then fingers crossed the live chat will still be here and you can watch it. If I even touch it or cut off a tiny bit of the video, the live chat won't be accessible.
It gets all weird.
So,
hey?
yeah, we'll leave it as it is. So let's just end the stream so we don't keep it forever. We'll just keep it as is. Right. Thank you all very much for hanging out. We really appreciate it. We will do another live episode soon. I'll talk to Crispy about it. Maybe we'll do it next week. I'm going on a trip for a few days next week, so I'm not sure how I'd be able to edit it. That's the problem. So doing it live might be a smarter idea. Or just uploading it without editing it. But, you know, we've proved we can do it. So maybe we should do it like that. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all very much for hanging out, and we'll see you all next week. Much love, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Really appreciate you all being here. And we'll see you all soon. Adios, everyone.
Toodle pip.
Toodle pip.
Adios.
We'll say bye in the chat once the stream ends, so you can talk to us in the chat for a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Be all cool.